All right, guys, you probably know that it's coming. I told a lot of you already, but it's been on, hey Jack. Oh, Sauce on FaceTime. It's been in the media for the last 24 hours that I'm going to hang the boots up at the end of this week. To be honest, I was really sad when I found out 3 weeks ago that I wasn't going to get offered another contract, but the hard part was going home and telling my son Louis, who just breathes footy. He loves footy, he loves this football club, and he started crying to me, and I said, don't worry mate, the next chapter is going to be good. And he said, what's more fun than footy? You can't beat footy. So on the flip of that though, I'm really excited. I accepted it, and I'm really excited for the next journey, the next phase of my career. It's really exciting, to be honest, and I believe that I have a big part to play now, the next chapter of my life here in Australia and throughout the AFL industry as well, and that's stamping out racism. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to try and make change here in Australia and throughout the AFL. And you heard me pour my heart out on Fox Footy, and I can't do that all by myself. I need every single one of you guys in here and girls help. It's you guys that are going to make change and for us to move forward when it comes to racism. And I mean that. Don't underestimate the power in your guys' voices. You know, instead of hearing me talk about it, you guys have more power in your voices to talk about racism, and I'm really looking forward to that. I want to thank the Carlton Football Club for giving me the opportunity 17 years ago. It's been a long time, 17 years ago. From a little chubby kid that rocked through the doors 17 years ago, my skin folds was 90. And that's one thing I'm not going to miss. Brucey is a skin fold, so I'm going to be excited about that. But, you know, for Carlton Football Club to give me the opportunity, you know, I missed out on the draft, and I came in and I trained. Pete Monkearns was our fitness trainer back then, and he called me up from Western Australia and said, come back and train with us. And at that time, Trent Noble was training with the Carlton Football Club, and it was out of me and Trent who were going to get picked up. And we started training, and Carlton needed a ruckman at that stage. And I don't know if any of you know, Tiggy might know Bulldog. He was our old property steward, Wayne, big Bulldog, and he was very down to earth, very straight, and he told you how you felt and how he felt. And I ended up getting picked up at number 3. Richmond took Trent Noble at number 1 in the pre-season draft. And I walked through the doors, and I remember looking at Bulldog, and he goes, if that's our ruckman, we're in trouble. He's the smallest guy on the field. But yeah, obviously, Tiggy, thank you, and the coaching staff, thank you for everything you've done, you and Hannah, for my family. To everyone else, I know what Murph said last week, I'm going to miss a few, but hopefully we can catch up at the BNF, and I'll thank you. But to the people that make the football club, to Loz, who works their ass off, to Sarah, who works her ass off, to the physio team that do everything. You guys are the ones that really, truly make this football club, and you make it tick. And I thank you for looking after me over the last 2 years and embracing me. To Papa Shano Sullivan, when I first walked through the doors, Shano, mum and dad, I didn't grow up with a father figure. My mum and dad split up when I was young. I'm still close with my dad. We still speak, but when I walked through the doors, Shano took me under his wing, and he was like that father figure for me. And I got in trouble a few times as well, and walked into Shano's office, and he basically just told me straight and told me, listen, you need to be around the players. And I almost quit one time, and I was on my way to Sydney. I rang Shano crying, and he said, come into my rooms. And I went up, and he convinced me to stay, convinced me to continue playing footy and basically save my career. So Shano, I'm forever grateful for you and your support. You're a forever Papa to my kids. They call you Papa Shano. Thank you very much. I know in talks like this too, you can't have families here, obviously, for COVID, but you know, if it wasn't for COVID, my family would be here. I just want to thank Anna. She is the rock to me. She tells me when I need to speak up and use my voice. She basically changed who I am today. To my kids, Louis, Billy, Alice, Maggie, and Eddie Betts, too many kids. They are the ones who made me believe in footy again. It was a rough time there and I didn't like footy, and they basically brought that joy back into me, especially my son Lewis, my first child. Like I said, he lives and breathes footy, and he's hurting more than what I am. I'm excited about the next chapter. He still wants to play footy because this is his environment. He grew up in AFL life, so they are the ones that kept me going, and I love them dearly. And if there's one thing that I could leave this group with, it'll be something about the way I was brought up. And that's, I was brought up back home with my mum and dad through a strong Aboriginal culture, and through my family we looked after each other. We cared for one another, we treated each other with respect. And everyone had a role to play, everyone had a part to play in our life. So we had a hard life growing up. But when everyone came together, had a part in our life, you know, the good outcomes come from it. And that's how we survived, and that's how we lived. And if anything I can say to you guys is, this is your home. The number on the back, no one cares about the number on the back. The logo on the front is your guys' home. And respect each other, look after each other, care for one another, treat everyone equally. Make your teammate the best person he could possibly be. Make him the best player that he could possibly be, because everyone in this room's got a role to play. And if everyone plays their role and their part, sooner or later this club's going to get success. And that's where we need to be, back playing finals footy. So I want to thank you guys. I've got one more ride left in me, and let's go out with a bang, eh?
Really well said. And I was here when he walked in the doors, and he couldn't have delivered that when he got in. And he's grown. And we talked about Murph, and you've left AFL, you've left Australia a better place. What you've done with Smiles, you've brought to people's faces. I still think it was a vote at one stage with who's the most loved player in the AFL. I think it was Eddie. But he did turn up running the time trial with his thumb in his jumper, because he's trying to keep it over his belly from popping out. And then to who you are now, mate, the way you've gone about it, your growth as a person, you're very special.
But to your mate position, to bring you back here, to see what you've done with Dirts, with Honey, the way you've invested in others and wanting to make our club great, that's why we brought you back, mate. You know it, so thank you.
Thank you.